Dating world can be a bit confusing, and it's certainly a confusing place to navigate, especially when it comes to money.
Yeah, we're joined this morning by financial advisor and wealth coach Christopher Music to learn a little more about who pays for what on dates here. Ash is already bombarding him with questions.
I am, but I'm going to let you start.
Thank you. Well, I wrote this book because I've been a financial advisor for over 30 years.
Okay.
And people think, financial advisors deal with money. We basically deal with a communication between couples on money.
Right.
And I'm finding that, after 26 years of being married, I was suddenly thrust into the dating market 5 years ago and discovered that dating today is much different than what it was back in the day when I was dating 30 years ago.
Yeah. All right, so your book's coming out here, and what's the name of it?
Who Pays What?
Who
The
Pays
Economics of Modern Dating and Relationships.
Okay.
So where do you want to start?
I know, I'm like, oh my goodness. Okay, I want to know for you,
Sure.
What are some of the differences that you've noticed in terms of the modern dating that you were used to maybe when you were dating 20 plus years ago?
Well, the first thing, as a Gen Xer, we were more inculcated into the traditional relationship where the man paid for everything, and we went out on dates and we started a relationship. And my ex-wife and I, we had a really good relationship regarding money. That was a great part.
Well, because you're a financial advisor.
Well, of course, yeah, and she's excellent at accounting and all that.
Okay.
But nowadays, we have a more egalitarian society, especially with women more educated, making more money, being more independent. And of course, today, we have inflation, which has been a level that I've not seen in my career. And that, of course, is creating a lot of issues about communicating about money and who pays for what.
Okay, so give us the rules. What's the current rule now?
Well, the current rule. First of all, as a traditional guy, of course, when I ask a woman out on a date, I'm going to pay for that date.
Okay.
Okay. Now, where we go or what we do is now a new question. The standard is dinner.
Yeah.
Well, dinner nowadays could be $200.
Yes.
So that's really cost prohibitive for most people.
Yeah.
So there are more low cost, no cost ways of getting to know somebody. Because remember, dating is about finding that romantic connection with someone, not necessarily about adventure or experience or food.
Yeah.
So we can do things like walks in the park. Or going to get ice cream. The whole important thing is getting into communication with somebody and getting to know them.
You know how much a single cone is now?
Yeah, it's outrageous. I know, but it's not.
You better have a good conversation if I'm going to buy you a cone.
It's true.
I also feel, and I don't mean to cut you off,
No,
but I also
please.
feel like there are a lot of women that might think, well, I want to go to dinner. I want to be wined and dined. So maybe going on a walk on a park or in a park is not necessarily conducive to maybe a woman's lifestyle. I
understand that. And there was a recent poll that was done where 46% of the American public identify themselves as single. 61% believe that dating is an unaffordable luxury. And 49% believe that they'll never be able to afford a relationship. So when we're getting together with somebody, we're looking at that romantic connection. Once that happens, it's really no different than a business partnership, if you really look at the structure of it.
Okay.
And so that's the point where I'm trying to tell you that the modern landscape has changed. I mean, one of the things I'm sure your friends are telling you is that there's a shortage of economically attractive men, right?
Correct.
Well, and that's why we have to find out the different rules of modern dating. It's really, unfortunately, going to have to be more egalitarian going forward. I know it's not something that women want to hear.
Are you trying to say that you just basically want your next date for the woman to pay?
Well, no, I'm not saying that at all.
So you can take turns, it's like equal.
Well, okay, so let's say, for example, again, it's super expensive to date.
Yeah.
Okay, so we do less expensive options.
Sure.
Or we find some kind of equitable way. So, for example, if one person makes $100,000 a year, the other person makes 50, then you can do a pro rata kind of contribution to expenses that you share together.
I see.
So one person puts in 2/3, one person puts in 1/3, because then you have more equitable ways of being able to do things together without one person taking the hit.
If someone just starts dating someone, and let's say they're not in a financial position to, again, wine and dine, take you to steakhouses, should they be upfront about that, saying, hey, I want to take you to a steak dinner, but right now I just can't do that, so Chipotle it is.
I think that's important to be honest about money. I mean, all relationships are economic at one degree or another. And I think it's important that we communicate honestly, first of all, okay? Negotiate in good faith, because all partnerships economically are negotiations, and we all have to compromise.
Yeah.
Whether we like it or not, there's just so much money and so many things we need to do. And of course,
I'm going to give you this.
so this is the thing that comes up. It's the bill, of
Yep.
course, and who pays what. And all I'm offering is a way for couples, whether you're just meeting or been in a relationship for 30 years,
Yeah.
to find a way to communicate more structurally about money and come up with agreements on how you're going to deal with this economic issue going forward, so you get the best benefit for everyone.
Well, thank you for coming in. The name of your book again, Who Pays What? The Economics of Modern Dating and Relationships, will be available.
End of the month.
All right, sounds
Yes,
good.
so much.
Thanks, Christopher Music. There you go. We'll be right back.
I'll tell you in the
you
break
go.
what I usually do. No,
Bye.
no, no.
Bye.